All right, cold opener. Adam, we need a cold opener.
Cold opener. Open a cold one. No.
That would be great, but no, that won't solve it.
All right.
Okay, I got it.
All right. Hit me with it.
It goes something like this.
Yes. Okay.
Fuck Nua.
You son of a... No, you got me. No, you ended the episode last week. Or the last episode last week? Really?
Yeah, no.
I mean, that was like yesterday. You ended the last episode by bashing Nua. You started this episode by bashing Nua. Oh, I am pissed off.
Just in. I'm going to do it again later in the episode as well.
Oh, no. You know what? I'm out. You're not getting me to be all like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to As the Buckle Turns Debate Club. I'm Adam. I'm not doing that. I can't do it.
You just did. I'm Tim.
Oh, you got me again. I am pissed off. What are we talking about this week?
So you're not done. You're actually
Shut up.
Okay. Anyway. So what we're gonna be talking about? I came up with this from the last episode.
Yeah.
From the news is we're gonna book Miro and Samoa Joe's feud in AEW.
Oh yeah, we gave you a hint in the last episode yesterday, or days ago.
Yeah, whatever.
Whenever this goes up.
Whenever I remember to actually put this up, it could be the day after the news. It could be right before I'm supposed to go and record with Adam for next week.
Who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, we were talking and I was like, that actually is something we should probably do this week.
Sounds good.
Really cool idea. So we're going to book Samoa Joe and Miro's story. We're not going to go like week to week.
No, because...
That takes a lot of time. You actually really have time to think about that.
And I'd have to really plan that one out.
Yeah, that one would take some time. That would be on the level of me fantasy booking, which is still on its way, I swear. It just, who knows when.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll believe it when I finally get an episode.
Hey, the matches have been recorded. I just got to do my part, the talking head thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I get around to it.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
But yes, even that takes time for there.
We don't
and
really...
as you know, with your stupid Nua stuff.
Oh, God, yes.
And he didn't know I bashed it again. Oh, anyway.
It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
Anyway, so we're going to get the highlights of where we're going to go. Because we mentioned, like, one of the things, and we kind of liked it, was basically if you just tell the bar storyline of Sheamus and Cesaro, how they formed and how they became a tag team.
And how they dominated for a bit.
Yeah, you could use that as the backbone for these two.
Yes.
But we have to do something first. We want to build to them and everything, right?
Yeah, of course.
So, I'm thinking this. They all have the 90-day complete clause.
Whatever.
We're ignoring that.
Doesn't exist in our universe.
We're ignoring that because, well, we have Double or Nothing coming up in May.
Exactly.
It's just better to just use that big show for it. Because I'm thinking, first, Miro and Samoa Joe, all out.
Okay.
That's the first one, in my opinion. But we have to tell a story first.
What story are we telling?
We got to actually tell two stories. First, we got to tell the breakup of Kip and Miro.
That one's not going to be that difficult, honestly.
No, it won't. But it's just you gotta tell it just because it's my inner WWE screaming. You gotta tell the breakup story.
Okay. So for me, it's relatively easy to tell this story right here.
Yeah. And the other story we have to tell at the same time is the intro of Samoa Joe and the retirement of Christopher Daniels at Double or Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the two ones we build up to, and then you can tie in to.
I can do this for you.
Okay.
I have it right away. Miro,
you want to give it a try?
I want to give it a try. I want to take a moment. I'm going to take a moment, and I'm going to book both of these storylines. I'm going to book the Miro and Kip Sabian breakup first. Now these happen relatively coinciding with each other. But
because I'm kind of seeing like Kip and Miro at Double or Nothing as well.
Yeah. And Christopher Daniels doesn't get his going away, his retirement at Double or Nothing.
No, it's just the final match is at Double or Nothing.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
because
that's really close.
Well, yeah, because they've already he literally has the story already kind of built in.
Well,
with
yeah,
Frankie.
But I don't want Daniels to be retiring now.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
dude, you were just the one who was saying the other day, a little while ago, he walks like Matt Hardy.
That's true. That is very true. Anyway, okay, fine. So, right away, Miro and Kip spends more time looking after his woman.
Okay.
It's one of those that really it ends up she's kind of less of a help and more of a straight up hindrance to the team.
Okay.
And Miro is quite often found just being stranded.
Okay.
You know, maybe it was time for him to tag him in, and he's just like, he looks over and he's like, "Where the hell did you go?" Mm-hmm. You know, and it starts off that way, and then it gets to a point where Miro needs a hot tag, and Kip is distracted.
Okay.
And so finally, he's just like, "Look, man, can't do it anymore." He basically just tells Kip, "You got to choose. Your wife or me, and me making you have this decision is the stupidest one ever. It's easier for us to just walk away. I can't have you as a tag team partner if she's going to be out here. But she's your wife. You need to have her with you. I get that." And he's just like, and looks directly at the camera.
No, I don't buy it, because he's the one that Miro literally told him, you're letting your wife distract you.
Oh yeah,
at Revolution pay-per-view when they had that tag team. So it just doesn't seem like
he's just like, "I'm pissed off by this.
Yeah,
get your shit together." Basically, he's just like, that's how they break down, is that Miro just goes, "Get your shit together, make a decision. Are you a tag team partner with me, or are you a wrestler who has his wife out there? Which one's it gonna be?" And it breaks down to the point that finally Miro goes to get the next tag.
Yeah.
Kip is outside, and he just straight up just goes outside, throws Kip into the ring, slaps him on the back, and like ref counts it as the tag somehow. And then Miro just walks away. And Kip cuts a promo, you know, "Miro, you abandoned me, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'll see you at Double or Nothing. You know what? I asked for this match, and they're giving it to me." Miro's just like, "Why would you do that? Just let me walk away. I'm going to destroy you." And which he does.
Well, of course. Obviously.
He just absolutely destroys Kip.
But you gotta give Kip some offense in there.
Oh, of course. But Kip coming into it is doing a lot of hit and runs on Miro up to this point. And during their Double or Nothing match, the blow off is Kip is just trying to stay as fast as he can around Miro until Miro just gets his hands on him and bends him in half the wrong way.
Throwing, I would also, you had Penelope Ford would also I would have her get involved in the matchup.
Oh yeah, of course.
And that's how he kind of gets his hands out at first. I think he's just too fast for Miro, so he goes after Penelope and to get him to come to him, and that's how he uses it to start destroying him. Then Penelope starts helping.
Oh
Kip.
yeah,
You could do a lot of that stuff, but then eventually, Miro finds goes Raging Bull and just destroys Kip.
Oh, of course.
And he taps out. Okay, all right. Now the Samoa Joe one.
Samoa Joe. See, this one's going to be relatively easy because he has such a backstory with a bunch of guys in AEW already.
Yeah, he does.
You give him basically the introduction that Kurt Angle got with Impact, TNA at the time, where you're just like, "Oh, it's Samoa Joe."
Yep.
He's not out here to be friends with somebody, and maybe. The first one, he should just go after Kazarian, like right away. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. just attacks Kazarian and just puts him out. And you're just like, why did you do that? And he's like, Frank knows why I did it. And it leads back to their time at TNA.
Yep.
And then, of course, Christopher Daniels is like, oh, come on. I have to help out my buddy. While Frank Kazarian is basically out with injury,
yep,
quote unquote, all the way to Double or Nothing.
You're right.
Now, that build up all the way there, Frank ends up just being the backup. Okay. Now, during this time, though, Daniels is just cutting promos with and to Samoa Joe. He keeps throwing challenges out there, and Joe's like, "No, I'm not accepting your challenge. I was here for I had a reason to go after Frank. If you want to know the reason, ask Frank." And it's always back to ask Frank. Frank never shows up. He goes after Christian Cage. He and Taz go back and forth. There's an entire time where, for every Christopher Daniel match, now Samoa Joe is out on commentary. Even on Dark. So we get a Taz and Samoa Joe bickering back and forth.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I love the fact that Samoa Joe is basically the next generation of Taz.
Yep.
You're like, I mean, yes, you're the same character.
Yep.
But yeah, everyone that Joe goes up against, though, he just destroys.
Okay. See, I would do a little bit differently at least for Christopher Daniels.
Okay.
I would kind of give it more of the storyline, like, yeah, he attacks Frank, but this is after a few weeks of like, we're tagging with them, 6-man tags, coming out for with a tag team, because their whole thing is when they lose, they'll stop.
Yep.
But eventually, when they lose, Joe attacks them, and the story is like well, like, why did you lay them out? Well, simple. Well, don't get me wrong, friends, but we're also been bitter enemies.
Oh, of course.
And if I didn't attack them, it was only a matter of time before they would have turned on me.
And you're like, I mean, fair enough.
And then,
like, even Daniels is like, no, I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah. So then you could do the whole Frank story first.
Yep.
And you can even tie it in. Like, he went after Frank first. And like, you want to know why he went after him first? Ask Frank.
Yeah, ask Frank.
But then you go like this. Like, Daniels is like we said we were gonna be done, and they're kind of done. And you phrase that it's done as a tag team.
Yes.
They kind of phrase that they're done at wrestling.
They're done, but
it's
SCU is broken up.
Yeah, but so
except for Scorpio Sky, keep that torch going, bro.
He's not part of it.
I know. He should just be like, he shows up right afterwards. He's like, SCU, and they're like, no, anyway. We're done. And he's like, but I want to keep it going.
So Joe is on a rampage also. But then you tie in, like, it's like, well, Daniels is like, no, you attacked me. We're gonna go. And Joe's like, dude, you're old. Look how you're walking. Yeah. And he actually points like
he starts just breaking down everything about like your talent relation. You've got a actual job backstage. Yeah. Just go do your job, bro.
But then it's like, dude, if we got in the ring, I'd retire you. And that's where, like, Christopher Daniels could attack, Christopher Daniels attacks Joe.
Yes.
So Joe attacks him right back, but he still says, you can attack me all you want. I'm just gonna attack you back, but you're not gonna get the match.
You're never getting the match with me.
And so then Daniels was like, you said if I had a match, you'd retire me. Fine. If I can't beat you, I will retire. Because if I can't beat you, because I've beaten you before, I should retire. And that's how you get into the whole. You make it official.
It's his retirement match at Double or Nothing.
And you pull out the whole matchup is basically a storybook of all their matches.
Yes.
The best, highlight from their very first match they ever time. I think in Ring of Honor, all the way through. They've all of them. Just kind of like a hodgepodge of brilliance, really. If anyone could do that and combine them together, it's those two.
Yes.
So, and there you go. And then Daniels just sends it off. He could still be an on-air talent, manager, coach, as well as his backstage role.
Yeah.
And if he retires soon enough, he can still take bumps as one of those managers. So he could actually be a manager where you get his mind, but he can also take bumps for you, unlike Jake the Snake, who he's not taking a bump.
No.
Or, well, Tully's kind of taking bump. He had a match. He was part of a match, so. But yeah. So, but yeah, that's how I mean. But you still kind of tie that like what you were doing, but just a little bit more of a.
Yeah.
Let's get build. Like actually build towards that. Okay, no, Daniels is serious. He's putting his career on the line.
Yeah.
But going from there, for me, is the next thing is for Miro and Joe is you don't want to have a storyline for them. It's other than just they're cleaning house, and it's basically you make it clear these two have.
They're going to come to a blow very soon.
They're not interacting with each other, but it's very clear these two.
One's going to be the immovable object. The other one's going to be the unstoppable force.
And it comes to at Fyter Fest. So at Fyter Fest, you have the winner of the Casino Battle Royale or ladder match, whatever they did at Double or Nothing this year. That one. So at Fyter Fest, it's time to have a battle royal. Let's say they do the ladder match. So we're going to do a battle royale for 12 men, 22 men.
Yep.
No, let's do 22 men.
Yeah,
21 men. Like they normally. We'll do the actual casino battle royale like they always did, like they were doing. So you have the things. Miro and Samoa Joe are the final 3. So the winner is not them. It comes down to those two and someone else. Christian Cage. Let's just throw him in there.
Okay.
Because I'm okay with it. Because the winner of this will go on to All Out for the #1 contendership.
Yes.
Facing Kenny Omega. Because yes, Kenny Omega is going to go all the way. You know, we've said Page. He's the belt collector now, so he's going to hold the belt for a lot longer.
Yeah, of course.
So before Page can put him off. And it just really builds up Page to when he does finally.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, but the thing is, these two eliminated each other.
Oh yeah, totally.
By eliminating each other, they're on the edge. They beat each other on the edge. They think Christian is down and out, but he went through. Basically, you do a Michaels the Michaels thing.
Oh, either caught himself over or he actually was able to just duck under the rope and fall out.
No, he went over the rope, but only 1 foot. The dangle thing.
Oh, of course.
But instead of just pulling himself back in, he just stays on the side. Miro and Joe battle. They get on the other side of the rope. They're battling each other when Christian comes in, and he comes in, double drop kicks them. They both go out, but they both eliminate themselves technically because they both got themselves over the top rope.
Yeah. And
battled on that, and they're not happy with each other. Again, now they're on that collision course directly. This time. They're still doing their plowing through everyone, but now they're interacting. They're cutting promos on each other.
Oh, yeah.
And then you set up we'll make it official. All Out. Samoa Joe, Miro. #1 contender match. Because they just risen up, basically.
Oh, yeah.
They're, Miro is like #1, Joe's #2.
Security backstage has had to come out they have a promo that just devolves into a situation where security
they don't touch each other though, but they're in each other's faces.
Oh no, they are nose to nose. They are pressing into each other, and security actually has to come out and separate them.
Because the reason why this is as great as brawls all are. These two, you could have that thing the first time they actually touch each other, actually fight each other, is in a match. There's multiple times it looks like they're going to fight.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Security gets there beforehand, or they play the fake out.
Yeah.
And
or they just stand at the top on the stage for a while.
Yeah.
And then go back in, and you're like. He ran away, and it's like, no, now's not the time.
But even they're saying is, we could easily brawl and fight there. I'd love to. You want to go? Well, we can go now. But you can even say from a business mind frame is, it comes from Joe who says this. We can go whenever you want to go, but I think you're just as smart as I am, and when we two go at it, we're gonna make people pay to see this on pay-per-view. So you gotta fork the money over so you can see us touch. You get to see us touch in a battle royale, but you didn't see us go on a one-on-one.
Right.
And then you build up to the pay-per-view. Now the question is, you can really put any one of them over here. Personally, I would have Joe go over just because he has that much more experience than Miro.
Oh yeah.
And it's barely. You can even protect Miro is you can do the whole Joe tapped out but the ref was down.
Maybe.
Element. But then Joe chokes him out. And Miro passes out. But just that way. I do that way because then you set up Kenny versus Joe, which is another pay-per-view match.
Yeah, that it certainly is.
Because then when you're
full gear.
I would, because it's December, I wouldn't want to wait that long. I would do this on a special.
Okay.
As great as that would be, yes, the first time to be on a pay-per-view. If I really thought it out and had the time, yeah, I'd push it to full gear. But because I don't have the time to figure out how to make the story build, keeping Miro in the back
for that long of a time period,
I could do it, but I need the time, so it's just easier for this right now.
Okay.
A special
sure.
A special edition of the pay-per-view edition of Dynamite that they've been doing.
Yeah.
Like Winter's Coming, stuff like that. Big fight feel, great matchup. Kenny wins. Miro's out there. Does not cost Joe.
No.
He's kind of actually in Joe's corner. He actually comes off the stage and goes into Joe's corner. And that's the thing, a constant theme you see. Miro starts coming out for Joe's fights, but he doesn't move. He's always on the stage. This one, he eventually comes down to the corner of Joe and roots him on.
So I've got a way that you can have that happen. They get their match at All Out.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you up to this point. Joe wins. Yep. Of course, it is technically a dirty finish because I like your idea that Joe does tap out, but there has been a accidental ref bump.
Yep.
Not a purpose. No one, it was Joe flung Miro and Miro just bumped into the ref coming off the ropes or something.
Yeah.
So no big deal. Joe does tap out.
Yep.
But then chokes out and makes Miro pass out.
Yeah, like I said.
Miro refuses to give up. So no big deal. But Dynamite right after that, they brawl. Miro, it's a straight up, Miro just attacks Joe because Joe's cutting a promo on Kenny.
Yep.
Kenny's out there because he's just I want to congratulate you, Joe. Pull in a heel congratulations.
I don't agree with the whole brawling thing because...
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. So Miro just comes out and just grabs Joe and they just start going at it. Of course, the Good Brothers, the Young Bucks, and Kenny all go, the hell is going on? And then they're just like, okay, guys, stop it. The Young Bucks go to do a super kick to whoever they can get their hands on. And both Miro and Joe stop what they're doing, reverse the super kicks, and just immediately put... Oh, no, it's the Good Brothers that try to break it up.
Okay.
Because they're just Kenny's just break them up. I don't need an injured Joe. One of those things that's no, I want Joe to fight me. I don't. What is this?
I don't want him to have any excuses when I beat him.
Break that up. And so they go over to break up, but Miro and Joe immediately stop what they're doing, turn to the Good Brothers, just throw them into submissions immediately, which causes the Young Bucks to then kick and do a super kick, breaking it all out. And overall, they separate the two of them. And Joe, Kenny then cuts the promo. Security comes out and removes Miro. It'll be reported Miro's been suspended for his actions. And you're like, okay, well, no big deal. Mm-hmm. But then slowly, when he does come back, he does that thing where he comes out.
See, I still, I thought you were going somewhere with that brawl and that. I don't like it because the reason why...
There's a reason for it.
What's the reason?
It sets up them working together.
Yeah, I get that, but no, and you don't. I was getting to that myself.
But instead of doing he's in his corner suddenly, it'll be like, no, they just don't want.
No. Because you didn't get to the point of why I was going to say that.
Why?
Because it's only during this matchup he finally comes down and he's rooting on because he wants Joe to be champion.
Oh yeah.
So he can beat Joe for the belt.
Oh yeah.
That's the whole reason why. He's not coming down to, I'm buddies with him now. No, I want him, because I actually had him beat. He has his belt. I can beat him. I will be champion.
Right.
I can take on Kenny later and prove I can beat him, but I want to beat Joe.
Yeah.
So that's why it is. But then Joe loses without Miro interfering. Joe doesn't even notice that Miro's in his corner. Doesn't distract him. Maybe Kenny gets him a submission move, and that's when, as Joe's trying to go to the corner, to the rope, he sees Miro cheering him on, and it just kind of distracts him. It's like,
what?
But it doesn't.
Huh?
That's about all that it is.
And Miro's like, what? Gives him. This is weird, isn't it? Come on, buddy. You could do it.
But then, okay, so he loses, moves on. Full Gear. It's Miro's turn. You do the exact opposite. Joe's been now coming out on to Miro's matches and standing, but Miro's no longer coming out for Joe's.
Okay.
Because he didn't win the belt. Don't care. He wants that gold. But Joe is like, mind games. He wants to fight Miro again.
Yeah. Hey, Miro, if you're champ,
No, not even that. Not even that. No, he wants to face Miro. If he's the gold, great. Good for him. But it's more like, now he's just going to fuck with him. Because it's like, you don't want anything to do with me. You wanted to beat me for the belt, but because I don't have it, now you
don't come out for my matches at all.
You don't care to beat me now. So it's like, but Joe's like, I'm going to beat you again and prove I can beat you.
Oh, and during this time also, Joe comes out and does commentary work every once in a while too.
That's how I would have him eventually coming out from Miro's matches.
It's commentary.
Start with commentary, and then he starts standing on the stage. And then finally, for the title match at Full Gear, he comes.
He actually, Miro comes out, but before Kenny comes out, Joe comes out.
Yeah.
To no music.
Yep.
And he immediately and just walks right over and goes into Miro's corner. Miro's like, "What's up, buddy?"
Yeah. So you have that going, and then again, Miro loses to Kenny.
Yep.
Not because of Joe's distraction.
Nope. In fact, once again, Joe is actually cheering him on during the match.
Yeah, he's cheering. Actually, Joe leaves the middle of the match.
Yeah.
He's like,
there's clearly a moment where you can see that it's just not going to work out for Miro.
No.
Joe's just like, yeah, I'm out, bud.
Joe's just like, I don't care.
You're not winning this match. I see it.
He knows before you even see Miro's in danger. He walks out. Blow. It's got a kind of character for Joe, but I'd love to see him do it just because it
blows
funny.
The kiss.
It's like he's like, Miro's beating down Kenny. He's just like, and he's just like, and then walks out, and Miro's just like, but he goes back. But Kenny doesn't get back off and gets an offense. No, he goes off to lose. So now Miro's mad. He blames it on Joe, even though Joe wasn't there. And
Joe had left.
Joe says, well, I can say the same thing about you coming into my corner.
Yeah.
And he said, you wanted to beat me for the belt, but you wanted to prove that you could beat me, and you also wanted to do it for the belt. But then I didn't win the belt, and you all of a sudden stopped caring about trying to prove you could beat me. So let's do this again. Special edition of Winners Coming Part 2.
Yep.
There. Miro wins this time.
Hell, actually, that could probably be, let's see, Miro at Full Gear. Joe gets the special between Full Gear and All Out.
Yep.
And their next one is this will be their first non-pay-per-view match.
Yep.
And that'll be the special between Full Gear and Revolution.
Yep. And you could even do it there, or you could do like the kind of the Beach Bash one at the end, like end of January if you wanted to, because it's actually a longer strip between Full Gear and Revolution generally. But I'd say just winter, end of December, what would be a good one?
Okay.
Miro wins this one, but it's the same result. Miro doesn't tap out. I mean, Joe doesn't tap out this time. He passes out, like Miro.
Yeah.
Did. But Joe didn't get him out and he tapped it. We're not doing this the mirror opposite.
No.
Too predictable.
Miro just wins.
Miro wins, but Joe passed out. He didn't tap out this time. So Miro's celebrating. They're 1-1. We go to Revolution, where it's going to be 2 out of 3 falls. There must be a winner.
Yes.
And it's going to be Joe who wins this. Now, some people will say, no, Miro should win this. And I would agree with them if another case. There's a reason why I want Joe to win this.
Why?
Not because he just has experience, because Joe just has that... Miro hasn't had that full breaking point. Like Rusev, we're starting to see now, but he still hasn't got in there. And Joe has not only done that before, he can go there whenever. And that's the one thing he hasn't done. We've seen Miro flip the switch, what we think was flipping the switch in the matches. Joe has not, and Joe flips the switch.
Yeah, he just goes.
It looks like Miro locks in his whatever, the camel clutch, whatever he's calling it now. And like he did before, and it's like Joe looks like he's gonna pass out. Arm starts to shake, and all of a sudden it just tightens up, and the switches, and Joe just gets up, picks him up, and just drops him on the back. Now you think normally, okay, that's a big rush move, and they don't. No, Joe just gets right back up. He's in full on psycho Samoan.
He's gone beast mode.
He's not gone beast mode. He's gone like super beast mode.
And he's not Samoan though.
I know, but it's Samoa Joe, so I'm just going with his name.
I still wish we had gotten Samoa Joe versus a Samoan named Joe.
I know. But just the fact that he gets it his name, but he just goes super not just beast mode. He's in Super Saiyan mode now.
Oh yeah.
Not Kaioken like we've been seeing.
He's
in Super Saiyan mode. And he just goes
Super Saiyan God 1?
Sure, why not? Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. Oh god, yeah, it goes crazy. But
Super Saiyan 3 God 1?
He just goes crazy, and then he hits the Buster on the what is it?
The Muscle Buster.
The Muscle Buster. But then he locks in the choke.
For me, I love the fact that he has a move that is from an anime.
I know.
And it's not it's a wrestling anime, but it is ridiculous of a show.
I've heard some of the wrestling animes that exist are nuts. But,
but everything about this anime, the wrestling in it is superb.
That's cool.
But it's ridiculous. The story is ridiculous.
Cool. So he hits the Muscle Buster. He locks in the Kiddish clutch, his choke.
Yep.
And Miro actually taps out.
Yes.
He doesn't pass out this time. He actually taps out. Now, Joe celebrates Dynamite. Joe is celebrating his victory. Miro comes out and shakes his hand.
Oh, really?
He's like, I don't like you,
but I respect you.
But no, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't come out and shakes his hand. He says in a promo, that's where we'll go. They don't say it, he says that, but Joe later responds later on. He's like, oh, if he respects me, if he truly respects me, he'd come out and shake my hand. Miro doesn't.
Nope.
Miro goes back on his raging ways. He's winning. Joe's building towards another matchup towards Kenny. But he hits a little impasse. The Bucks don't like it.
No, they don't.
They don't like it. So they keep starting, as he's trying to get to Kenny, they just start attacking the Super Elite, whatever they're calling the faction now.
Yes.
Start attacking Joe, and one day it's 2-on-1. It's 3-on-1. Miro comes out to help Joe clear the ring, and Joe's like this, and Miro offers his hand.
Crowd goes crazy.
Joe shakes the hand. Okay. Payback the next week. The Elite attacks Miro. So Joe comes to him. Now we're kind of like, they still don't like each other.
No. Every time they do the shake, there's always straight to the stare down.
Yeah.
But they'll shake and be like, okay.
Yep.
All right.
So I
see the fire.
They get put in a tag match, not against any of the Elite, but just put in a tag match, and you do the whole bar thing where they slap each other really hard.
Of course.
Tags. You do that kind of stuff. But you're building them, and then you get Gallows and Anderson first.
Yes.
And you're building up to Double or Nothing, where we get Bucks versus
Joe and Miro.
Yeah, for the AEW World Tag Team Champions.
Oh, and when they get to the Good Brothers have the Impact Championship Tag Championships as well.
Yeah, but they don't put them on the belt.
They don't put them on the line.
No.
Because they're like, nah.
We're not going to defend them here.
I mean, we don't even really want to wrestle, but
yes.
I guess so.
But you have that, but by the time you get to Double or Nothing, they're like, we're here because, Miro says, I came to prove my respect. Didn't want to tag with him. Didn't want to be in a tag team. I was in one just around this time I got out of.
Yeah.
I destroyed my tag team partner last time at this card. But I respect him. And you know what? As they keep slapping each other, they realize actually they have the same mind frame.
They have a very good team chemistry going on.
But then it's in this matchup, Miro officially learns how to flip the switch.
Yes.
After watching Joe. And now, so the next time he can flip that switch and he can get the win over Joe.
He goes Super Saiyan finally.
Yeah. But that a ways down because then they win the belts.
Yep. Okay.
And you can go from there. But that way you had that mind frame from there.
I like it. I like it.
We could keep going, but we don't have much more time.
No, we don't. But I love the fact that they end up like very, very slowly over a year.
Yep.
Going from, dude, I just want to kill you to, I guess we're champs now.
Yep.
You son of a bitch, and slap him.
Yep. And even when they finally you decide to have them go their separate ways, you really get that Miro, that mega level push.
It's not a breakup.
It's not a breakup, but Miro's like, Joe's like, I'm about to retire. Like, it's okay, it's getting time for me to retire. And Miro's like, you're not retiring until you face me one more time.
Yeah.
And Joe's like, okay.
I'm gonna. No, one of those. No one else is retiring you. I'm retiring you. The day that you lose and you go, well, that's enough, putting the boots away, is the day that I'm putting you back first for a 3 count.
Yep. But what you do is you could like even set it like break off. They go their own ways. They're having their singles matches. But when you go for it, it's like to give Miro that win to go for the champion, whoever the champion is at that time.
Yep.
He has to go through Joe again.
One last time.
And this time, Joe's not like in the contendership for the belt, but it's like, Joe's like,
no, I've
Joe
got it.
says like Miro's like the number 1 contender.
Yep.
In the ranking, but it's like Joe's like, dude, you're not ready. He's like, I am ready. Miro's like, I am ready. You're ready? Then prove it against me. Because last time we fought, you thought you had me, and
I still have a winning record on you.
Yep.
Kind of one of those. It's like, last I checked, we were 3-3.
Well, last time I checked, it's 2-1, and he uses his little finger, his pinky finger,
1. Tick.
And so that's the thing. Miro goes through him. We haven't seen Miro flipped the switch though since winning the AEW World Tag Team Championships. You almost feel like he's forgotten how to do it, and Joe flips the switch. No, Joe flips the switch, and then he does basically almost the same finish like the last time. That's when Miro flips the switch, like he's gonna pass out. Then he flips the switch and gets the win.
Okay.
That was how I would go. And then he goes on to win the world title.
What I was thinking was Joe goes on his last run.
Mm-hmm.
The entire run, he's just plowing through.
Mm-hmm.
He wins that brass ring match, or he wins a number one contender match. Yeah. And he decides, he's just before he's going, he's like, Miro, what's our record? Turns out they're tied.
Yep.
And he's like, you know what? I'm going to prove that I am better than you. I'm going to put my number one contender match up. And he's like, if I beat you one more time, we made a deal while we were tag team partners. If you beat me one more time, if we go one-on-one one more time, it's my career.
No. See, here's the reason why you don't do that. What you do is because the way I set it up was Miro goes on to win the world title.
Yeah, of course.
They're now 2-2. The last time they face, it's Joe and Miro.
It's belt for career.
You could go that way. I wouldn't go. Oh
no, I would go that way. Belt for career, because Joe's like, I want to be champion one more time.
It all depends on how long Joe's gonna run. But even if he's not going to, you keep if he wants to wrestle for another 5 years, then you keep them away from each other.
Oh yeah.
But it's that last match where Miro and Joe, and you can do the whole on a tear thing, and to get the number one contender shot to get a world title, he has to go through Miro because they have the same.
It just works out.
And then Miro retires him. In a classic, basically taking their all 5 of those matches.
Oh yeah.
And basically those 4 matches, and just basically telling a sweet story with the end where Joe loses and he then retires because he does like the Ric Flair thing. He comes back from an injury, he's jacked now, and then you do the whole sweep. And, how much time do we have left?
We are over, and of course, at one point, Miro, just before locking in his submission, just whispers across the ring, "I love you. I'm sorry."
Yes, exactly. Super kick. Well, he has a monster kick, so he could do something like they literally pull the Michaels. Well,
even better is as he looks directly at Joe, the camera is almost in the same spot.
Yeah.
It's just off to his left, and he says it. He's like, "I love you. I'm sorry." Looks directly at the camera and winks. And then Matza kicks him.
But here's the thing though. He Matza kicks Joe, but Joe catches the kick, swings it around, and then picks him up for Samoa Joe. But that's the final sequence. It's just like it's so obvious that he's doing like what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
But Joe's like, Flair could have stopped the kick. So Joe's actually like, I see.
But that is what's so tragic about
I know exactly.
The Flair thing is that Flair sees what's happening. He's like, I'm not winning this match.
He's encouraging, like, come on.
He's like, but I know I'm not winning this match.
Yeah, he's like, do it. If I can't win, you finish it.
You finish it here.
I'm sorry. I love you.
Bam.
Bam. But that's the thing. But it's like they're kind of mocking that, but at the same time they're honoring it as well. But it's just
Joe catches it.
The only difference is Joe could catch it because he wasn't that.
Yeah.
He could still win. It's based on the matchup. He could still win. But yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you got our booking of how we would book Miro and Samoa Joe feud. Let us know down in the comment section what you think of it. How would you go about booking this feud? Tell us down there. Just made it into this long debate club.
Yes.
How long?
45.
45. Wow. We haven't had one of those in a while.
I know.
So you made it to 45 minutes. Give us a thumbs up. You know you want to. And since you gave us a thumbs up, why don't you save yourself the trouble of trying to find out when these podcasts go live? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Ding.
Ring the bell.
Ding, ding.
Make sure the bell you ring, though, is the one that turns on all notifications, so you know when all, as the buckle turns, Zop Gaming content, minus Nua because Nua sucks.
Nua
goes
is the
live.
greatest thing ever.
Nua sucks.
You
your face
did it
get banned.
again.